When I woke up this morning, I was good. I was fine. I actually didn't go to bed until 2 AM. I just couldn't get to sleep, and yet when I woke up, yeah, I just sprang out of bed. The morning was fantastic. The morning was really easy, lots of clarity, did a fair bit of work, and I love it when you're doing work and it all just unrolls in front of you. You know exactly what to do in this apparent chaos of tasks that you have to undertake. Yeah, it was very easy.
This morning I edited the video all morning that's for day 2, and I really enjoyed the fact that I was so focused on something because it literally stopped me thinking about being hungry. And then after we'd finished editing the video, I was about to say we had lunch. We didn't have lunch, we had more water, and then we went for a massage. The massage was amazing. I was very sensitive, more sensitive than normal, I would say, to a massage. But it was a very beautiful thing. But definitely when I left the massage, I came out a lot more spaced out. And I suspect that's because it's probably moved a lot of things through my body, as massage does. So I think that's probably the reason for that.
We are sitting in Concord. We're officially over the 3-day mark without any food whatsoever, just water, lots of water. And everywhere we go, we're surrounded by food, we're surrounded by people eating, we're surrounded by smells of amazing food, signs that say bacon and egg rolls. So a couple of little funny observations. One is that my memory is, and even my short-term memory, isn't working very well at all. So for example, I've asked Ali the same question about 3 times, which is maybe something about Reese or something really obvious, and she's told me the answer, but I just can't remember it. However, my clarity in terms of being present and just looking creatively at something to try and understand it or change it, because I've done some work this morning, is kind of off the charts. I'm really clear in the moment, but when it comes to any memory, it's just not really there.
And then we had to go and pick up Reese from Urban Dance, where he's been doing a workshop today. And I decided to drive after Colin had a little accident after the massage.
We parked the car under the supermarket car park when we went for the massage. When we came back, I backed the car out and then drove over the top of, there's concrete separators in between the spaces. And so it was like taking, you know, a Honda Jazz off-road to the middle of the Australian outback in 0 seconds, which was bad for the car. It didn't wreck anything, but I know that that was just down to my state, not being necessarily as switched on as I have been in some ways.
Driving into the city was an interesting process. I was so present in my body, and I noticed all the colours were extra vibrant on everything I looked at. It was like somebody had turned the colour volume up. It was incredible. I really enjoyed driving in. I just felt so at one with my car. It's the only way I can describe it.
And we went and picked up Reese from his dance. I found that it was really tough. I went downhill very quickly and I could see all sorts of emotions coming up and my thoughts were all running crazy, and yeah, I was just in a bit of a mess, but I just held it very still and just sat very still with it and just kind of allowed it to pass. And after maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours, I'm kind of back to this, which is me.
I decided to cook Reese a really good meal tonight, so I cooked him pasta with bolognese sauce, and cooking the pasta with bolognese sauce tonight was definitely more challenging than baked beans yesterday because it took longer, it smelt better. In fact, I could have eaten every single bit of it raw. Even when I took the organic mince out of the packet, I could have just taken a mouthful of that raw. That's how I was feeling when I cooked it, but I didn't take anything to eat, and Reese had his meal and thoroughly enjoyed it. And Colin and I still didn't eat anything, even though the smells of that dinner were delicious.
So just an observation, I can see that I either want distraction, so television, reading, something where my brain doesn't have to know that it's kind of in a body, so I can just absorb myself into something, or I want to be eating. But everything in between, while it's very clear, is always slightly uncomfortable. You know, it's like I'm just not quite comfortable in my skin. And yet I know that in other parts of the video I've said, you know, how amazing it feels, and it does. So it's not always like that. But certainly at this moment, you know, I do want to eat.
I stood up at one point and got completely giddy, like the whole world spun for a bit, and I had to put my head down between my knees. And then it passed and everything was okay again. So the day's been amazing and interesting and deep, and I find myself looking at everything from a very still place. Yeah, and loving the experience. I'm loving it.